Good day, everyone. Bruce from the Joinery Coach. Just thought I'd give you a quick snapshot into a client that I'm working with right now. Client's name is David Thrift from Driftwood Joinery in Sydney. David's run a fantastic business for a number of years. He's a great businessman. He's a great father. He's a great husband. And he's, quite frankly, he's a great client to work with. David contacted me some months back and said he was upgrading his factory, moving into a new factory because he was working in a couple of, as he described, a couple of caves. I think he described them as the bat caves. And he was upgrading his factory into a fantastic new facility. And he wanted to make sure that he's got flow and efficiencies happening in the new factory, as well as profitability and business flow and business success. So I've been working with David for a while now. It's been a real joy to work with them. They move at speed. These guys get stuff done. Those are always the great clients where, we set tasks, we set goals, and they achieve them. David and his team have been overachieving, which is the reason that I'm presenting this video, is because they've done some great work in a really, really short period of time. And I'm really excited to present, David Thrift from Driftwood Joinery and his team, and the stage that they've come through from the initial factory to moving the factory to the new factory. Not done yet. We've still got a lot of work to do, but here's some of the interesting progress that we've made so far. Introducing David from Driftwood Joinery to you. Hopefully you enjoy this. Enjoy.
Okay, so when I first met David and crew, they had a fairly typical cabinet shop. A great bunch of people working in the facility, but pretty cramped, like David will explain to you later on. It's a couple of caves split over two facilities, a lot of dust, very, very difficult because it was so small to get things to flow. So David found a new facility, wonderful new open space, and we started working on flow, positioning of machines. And one of the theories that we work on is not trying to speed things up, we just talk about shortening distances. So we talk about one workstation to the next, trying to get them to flow from one to the other without any great distances. We created a wonderful lunchroom area with some offices right along the far wall, and David got the keys. And it was an exciting time for him and crew, and started building walls for the offices and the lunchroom. And yeah, they just jumped right into it. I mean, their crew and the enthusiasm for what they were doing was really amazing. These guys really made it happen. So got the walls of the offices up. That sped along pretty quickly. And it turned out to be really quite a wonderful space. And I think this is a key thing because, the people working in the factory really have to be happy and feel comfortable with where they are. So the lunchroom and the offices and just that whole space was really quite important. Lots of natural light coming in anyway. So compared to the old, the old space that they were working in, it was really quite a welcoming move for them. So this is them moving out of the old factory. I imagine there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears going in here. Everything got moved into trucks and onto flatbeds. And here it is moving into the new factory. This is the panel saw moving into place first because it goes into the back corner. Then the CNC got loaded up and brought over and maneuvered into place. This would have been a lot of fun actually, because you're getting the placement of things. Then they eventually started building racks and created a receiving area right at the front door.
Hey, it's Bruce from the Joinery Coach. I'm here with David Thrift from
Driftwood Joinery.
Joinery. We are here in Brookvale. And we have been, all day we've been working in the new factory, which we're going to show you in a second. What was your other factory like?
Two little caves. That's the way to describe it.
It was
two
like
bat caves.
Yeah, it was like
Complete with bats.
and a lot of dust. So we have just taken this new factory and we've kind of flipped it on its head, haven't we?
We have.
We've talked about the flow through the factory. Should we do a bit of a tour?
Do a tour, do a walkthrough.
Anyway, so we've got CNC machine, which is essentially right after the board storage facility comes in the main door right there. And it's a small machine, but it's going to do the job.
Yeah.
So, CNC machine, it's going to do its thing, flowing through to your edge bander. It's a pretty reliable little edge bander, this one, isn't it?
The good little holes with the slugs over the pellets.
Yep. And then that goes through with the occasionally used panel saw on the back, hinge drilling over here, And we've got, how many benches? We've got
3 benches.
3 assembly benches. So it's a tight little factory, isn't it?
Tight, but a lot more spacious than what we had.
Yep.
A lot better set out.
The flow in the factory. When we first started talking, we were sort of talking about the flow being, it was a little bit disjointed, wasn't it?
We were over 2 sheds side by side, split by a car park.
Yeah.
So wheeling trolleys backwards and forwards between 2 sheds.
Yeah.
It didn't work very well. Now one nice space that we can tighten up the distances.
Yes, shorten the distances, not necessarily speed things up.
Yep.
I love it. And when we originally talked about the layout, what was different? I kind of forget.
First, we were going to not build as much office.
Oh, that's right. So
We
we've
were
got
going to
these
build a lunchroom.
got beautiful offices here.
We're going to actually put our assembly benches at the back here behind where we've now built a lunchroom for the boys.
Yeah. So there would have been this big sort of space.
Big
in
open
between.
expanse.
And then from there to the truck would have been
Yeah.
this big.
Nice big carry.
Yeah.
Thinking to use the space to its maximum instead of tightening up. So I think it's working. It's going to work really well with with the workflow, keeping it all central.
Yeah. Really cool. So limited downtime.
Yeah, we moved over 2 weeks of Easter,
Yep.
short weeks. We're mostly set back up now.
Machines commissioned. Ready to
Machines
go.
are all commissioned. Just a few finishing setup touches to get it all operational and pack all stuff away.
Very cool.
Building all the new storage and getting it all organised.
So I'm excited. I'm going to be back here in another month, and I'm going to see what do I see when I get back here next month.
Had lots of boxes going out the door.
Everything's you're actually producing something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might hear the hum of the machine. But no, everything's now getting its own place instead of jammed on top of itself in dark corners.
What are some of the takeaways over the last couple of months of us working together? What would you say, maybe turning points or light bulb moments?
Well, on pricing and programming, 2 big things that we needed a bit of help with.
Yeah.
And
So
all
maybe-
workflow, just reinvented how we thought about space.
Yeah. So looking at how you price your work based on cost and
To let the processes follow through from the beginning at the price. Yeah.
And the workflows. It's a bit of an eye opener, isn't it, when you start looking at reality of getting things through a factory. It's
And where you're bottlenecking, where you're tripping over yourself, those sorts of things.
cool. All right.
Very good.
Well, that's it. David from Driftwood Joinery.
Yep, in Brookvale.
Very good.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Cheers. Everybody, peace out.